can't recreate it.
Damn it. Anyways, we have the Steelers and the Chiefs. How did this game go? You don't have Ben Roethlisberger. You don't have Mike Vick. You have Landry Jones coming out there, and
I was still honestly a little surprised the Chiefs won.
yeah, me too.
Uh, Despite the fact Pittsburgh was on their third string quarterback, it was it might have been the most surprising win of the week, honestly. But it's not as surprising as it would have been if they had Roethlisberger, obviously.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it was still, it's just one of those things that, it's the NFL. Anybody on any given Sunday, right? Uh, Not a crazy upset, I don't think. It would have been crazier if, like I said, again, Roethlisberger or even Vic was playing.
Yeah.
But, Chiefs needed to win one to at least stay in the conversation. And their season's pretty much still spiraling. But it really, and that hurts Pittsburgh, You got
Yeah, a
an
little
undefeated
bit.
team in that division, Cincy, and that hurts.
I think
If they'd have won, they'd have been in pretty good position there.
I think Pittsburgh is gonna. I mean, they're gonna fight to win the division, obviously, because they're pretty much the only one in the running to actually try to win the division at this point.
Right.
And I think Pittsburgh, I think, is realistically thinking that we at least have to get the wild card. Because, with Ben Roethlisberger being out, that's not really helping the team. And they're still winning games. Like, I mean, I think, Roethlisberger's been out for 4 weeks, and I think they're 2-2 right now without Roethlisberger's.
Which is it's enough to keep the season alive.
Right, exactly. Like, it's not terrible. You're right in the middle. You're even and everything. And I think, especially when Roethlisberger does come back, you're gonna see a huge turnaround with this team because you're gonna see probably Antonio Brown gets more targets thrown to him, and I think what you're gonna see more is they're relying on Le'Veon Bell, especially this game they did to try to carry the team. But hey, if your defense is good enough to stop Le'Veon Bell, or at least to predict that they're using the run game against you, you're kind of shutting down the offense. But with Ben Roethlisberger being back, I'm going to predict that Le'Veon Bell is going to have bigger stats in these bigger games that people are almost predicting that he should be having, because now you can throw the ball and you can run the ball. And
Yeah,
right now
and
they're kind of having that.
Antonio Brown should reemerge too once
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Roethlisberger's back.
definitely, it's not a secret that Roethlisberger likes throwing to Antonio Brown. I mean, that's his favorite guy, and when he comes back, you're gonna see the targets go towards Brown again, and it's gonna be interesting, and it's been interesting so far. Definitely with the different quarterbacks coming in and seeing if who's winning and who's losing, and everything like that, but. Uh, when Ben comes back, it'll be very cool to see how much the Steelers are going to turn this season around. Or I shouldn't say turn the season around because there's really not much to turn around to. It's more just where are they going to go with this season? How many more wins they're going to do? Are they going to beat the Bengals? Or and how many times? It's going to be very, very. I mean, potentially they could beat them twice. They could
Oh
also
yeah,
lose twice. That's really going to be big factors within the
they
division.
are by merit of being in the same division the biggest threat to the Bengals season right now
Definitely.
by
Oh,
far.
they definitely are. Because that's kind of what it is. If the Steelers can beat the Bengals twice,
Right.
they're already 2 games ahead and they're amongst their own division. If Bengals lose one or two more games after that, Steelers could take the whole division all over again, and that's kind of crazy to think that a team that went undefeated and they only have 4 losses. That's still a pretty damn good team, and you can't win a division because of certain losses that came along the way. It's not impossible. It's really not impossible.
I think to really and truly, quote unquote, get the monkey off of their back, Cincinnati is going to have to go into Pittsburgh and beat them
Yeah,
just to kind of show that this year this is our division,
Yeah.
because that's they've been kind of playing third fiddle in that division for most of its history, and Pittsburgh is one of the Baltimore's having a down year, so they don't have to do it. Baltimore can still screw them up. I think Baltimore's good enough that they could potentially play spoiler for either one of those teams.
Yeah.
But Pittsburgh's obviously the big threat right now, and if you're a Cincy fan, that's who you're looking out for, and you're happy to see them lose. You'll take a loss no matter how you can get it.
Yeah.
The whole division lost, so Cincy had a great week.
And they didn't even play.
Yeah, they this week went as good for them as it possibly could have.
Yeah.
So, congratulations, Bengals! You moved up. It's like they won a game and they didn't even play.
That's very true.
They moved up a game in the division and they didn't even play. So, that's the big story from the AFC North this week. The Bengals were the big winner. So, Pittsburgh though, we're joking and everything. Pittsburgh season's far from over. It's kind of like the Cowboys. They're not quite as in dire straits as the Cowboys, I don't think.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that they have a better division leader. But I mean, as far as like playoff, I think there's more teams in the NFC with good records to potentially screw the Cowboys out of the playoffs, and probably in the AFC to screw Pittsburgh out of the playoffs. So, they get Big Ben back. It's the team looks good enough that they're like you said, they're 2-2. So it looks good enough that if they can just hang on until he comes back, which I think he's projected to come back as early as this next week.
It's pretty damn close.
So
it's either this week or the following.
They're still in it, and Kansas City got a win that they needed, and we'll see if they can do anything with it.
Yeah.
And,
Let's make a bold prediction, and I guess I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
So, Bengals and Steelers, Heinz Stadium, who do you think would win?
I think they're going to split the series, personally.
Yeah. Both win at home?
I don't think they're going to the Bengals are going to be able to go into Pittsburgh and beat them. I just don't. I do think they can handle them at home, though. So...
I think that's almost the easiest. I agree. I
agree. It kind of is the easy way.
Yeah, it kind of is, but it realistically it makes the most sense. I'm gonna make the bold enough prediction to say that the Bengals will beat the Steelers at at Pittsburgh.
What? Is it Super Bowl 61?
What the fuck am I thinking?
They've had realignment and they're playing on a neutral field
at Pittsburgh.
Anyway.
I think that the Bengals are good enough that they could win.
All right.
If you agree with me. If you don't, you can always leave a comment below in our YouTube comment section. You can always follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Fuck it, we're done.